I'm not gonna say it. I shouldn't say it. I'm not sorry that you broke your elbow. That wasn't what it was. This might be the sneaker of the year, and I realize that every sneaker YouTuber says that multiple times throughout the year. I probably have already said that this year. I'm sure it's probably been about 3 or 4 times at this point, but genuinely, this might be the sneaker of the year. You guys love to call me out and tell me I say that a lot, but it's true. I mean, this could be it. I think the reason why people keep saying it is because they'll get a pair of sneakers in, it's recency bias, they'll be like, this is the best shoe ever, and then the new shoe will come along and they're like, actually, this is better. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I don't see myself liking any other pair of sneakers as much as this one this year. Should have started off the video a different way because now I'm screwed if this is not sneaker of the year. All jokes aside, this is the Futura Nike SB Dunk Low, one of my favorite sneaker releases of the year, probably a better way to put it. And in today's video, I'm gonna unbox it and review it for you guys, show it to some friends, and really just find out if this shoe has what it takes to be sneaker of the year. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and this is my review of the upcoming Futura Nike SB Dunk Low. But before we actually get into the review of the sneakers themselves, I wanna show you guys the box and show you guys what you will get if you happen to win on the sneakers app, or if you happen to win at your local sneaker store or something like that. Which, I mean, let's be honest, none of us are probably gonna win anyway, but just in case you do win, this is what you can expect. So if you're a Nike SB fan, you know that this box is from the sale box era, which started back in March 2023. It comes in a sale glossy cardboard. You've got this sort of silvery Nike SB text on the top. Same things on the side. And then on the front, you've got the size tag. I grabbed a size 9.5 for multiple reasons. The first is that 9s weren't available, and the second is that I actually have tried this shoe on earlier on in the year, and I wanted to go up a half size in this particular shoe and this colorway, so I did. So this is a 9.5. The official colorway of this shoe is Bleached Aqua Geode Teal White. And the official name of the shoe is Nike SB Dunk Low OG Quick Strike. Let's pop the top on this box, see what we've got. Inside you've got the Nike SB wood paper, which is pretty cool, and of course, the sneakers themselves. Now, you guys might already know that I have unboxed these in a previous video, which, by the way, if you guys haven't checked that video out, make sure to do that by clicking the link at the top of the screen. Not only do we unbox these, but we also unbox, where are they though, for real? Here they are. The Factory Lab NLE Choppa boots, the duck boots. Oh, and also the Apothecary Fire sock collection, literally fire, put some heat in your heat. I'm gonna patent that. Both the boots and the socks are available on May 10th. But inside the box, you've got the sneakers themselves, the Futura Nike SB Dunk Low. What a beautiful shoe. You also get a second set of laces, which I have already pulled off. You get a purplish pinkish set of laces, which was tied up really nicely when I unboxed it originally, but I have untied it, so. Oh, and also a Nike SB sticker, which you really can't see very well on camera, but it's white on white, so there you go. But man, these sneakers are beautiful. They're so, so beautiful. There's a lot going on, and I really, like I said, I don't see any other sneaker beating these out as my favorite sneaker of the year. Now, I do feel like it's important to create a distinction between favorite sneaker of the year / sneaker of the year and most worn sneaker of the year. There are definitely other shoes that are Jordans and Adidas and other pairs of sneakers that I will wear more than these, but this is my favorite release of the year. But if you want to grab a pair of the upcoming Futura Labs Nike SB Dunk Low in this beautiful tie-dye colorway, they release apparently on May 18th for a retail price of $135. Now, we don't know exactly when the release date is going to be. We originally thought it was going to be this Friday, May 10th. Turns out it most likely will be next Friday, May 18th, but we still don't know for sure until Nike officially announces it. As of right now, the working date is May 18th, and you're probably watching this video after they release, so you know. So let me know in the comment section down below which date they actually released on. But yeah, May 18th, $135, and good luck getting them for $135. You most likely will not have any realistic chance of grabbing these unless you are friends with people who own a skate shop, or you have just insane Nike Sneakers app luck. If they even drop on the Nike Sneakers app, who knows? I should also mention that there is a second colorway of these guys dropping later this year in an orange and a yellow. Unfortunately though, they are apparently a friends and family exclusive, which means we have absolutely no shot of getting them for ourselves. So it's probably not even worth talking about them in this review. At the time of this video being recorded, these are currently reselling for like $580, at least in a size 9, 9.5 on StockX and GOAT and places like that. I think the resale price will drop a little bit. I don't know for sure. I'm not gonna act like I know what's gonna happen in the resale market. I have no idea, but I do think that the resale price will be higher than most other pairs of sneakers that drop this year. I'm expecting it, in my opinion, to probably sit around $350, $400. Could be more, I have no idea. It just depends on how limited these are. I have no idea how limited they're gonna be. So the last 30 seconds, you probably learned nothing, and that's fine because I'm just kind of spouting whatever I think is gonna happen. But hey, if you do want to grab these for resale, I've made sure to leave affiliate links to these shoes through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen and also linked in the description below. Now, I grabbed this pair for $1,000. And that was because I wanted to give you guys an early review. So I wasted an extra $400 on a pair of shoes that if I was willing to wait a couple more weeks, probably could have gotten for $400 cheaper. But hey, if you like these videos, subscribe to the channel. I love to spend money for you guys, so please support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Thank God my wife is so supportive. Seriously, I spend so much money on sneakers that does not need to be spent. I could just wait a couple weeks and I would get them for significantly cheaper. But hey, subscribe if you want to see more early reviews just like this, because I spend money like this all the time to give you guys early looks. Brands don't actually send me a lot of sneakers anymore, which is odd. I wonder why. But with all that being said, why don't we dive into the sneakers themselves and talk about the artist who collaborated on these shoes. Futura Laboratories is a lifestyle or experimental lifestyle brand, as they say on their website, that was started by the artist Futura, also known as Futura 2000, back in 1997. Now, the artist Futura and actually the brand was based in Brooklyn, New York, but the first store that they opened was in Japan. Since the brand was started back in 1997, Futura Laboratories has collaborated with other big brands like Nike and Crocs and Beats by Dre, as well as some other artists that I'm sure you're familiar with, like Virgil Abloh and Salehi Bembury. And as you probably know, this is not the first Futura-Nike collaboration. In fact, there have been some other Futura-Nike collaborations that are some of the most sought-after sneakers to ever release. For example, the Futura Nike SB Dunk High Pro For the Love of Money, also known as the Flams. Now, this collaboration is one of the most iconic and sought-after Nike Dunk collaborations of all time. In fact, there was only 24 pairs made back in March 2004 when these shoes first released, and apparently they were a friends and family exclusive, but that doesn't mean you probably haven't seen a pair at a sneaker event, because a lot of people ended up selling their pairs and they go for a lot of money now. Truly one of the most iconic sneaker grails of all time. Now, I'm not going to go over every Futura Nike collaboration, but another incredibly well-known one is the off-white Futura Nike Dunk Lows that released through Sotheby's last year. This drop released in two different colorways, a blue and an orange, and again, I think it was only a friends and family release that ended up being sold for charity through Sotheby's, so I think there was probably only like 20 pairs. These pairs obviously also go for a huge amount of money. We're talking like in the 20s of thousands. But now in 2024, we're getting another release, 20 years after the Flams, that I think will be one of the most popular releases of the year. And there's so many little details found on this shoe that just make me fall in love with the design more and more and more. I don't know, man. It's just a personal grail of mine. But before we get into the little details, let me take this to the apothecary office and get some people's opinions on them. Go on foot, what you got?
Some NLEs.
Okay, all right. Well, I got something else for you. Let me know what you think. I think it could be sneaker of the year, personally.
You say that every time you come here.
Okay, we'll see.
What is it? It's Travis? Oh, yeah, I like these. These are cool. I would buy and wear these.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you pay resale for them?
That depends. How much did you pay?
Let's just say
Too much?
a rubber band, subtract the rubber.
Damn, you paid $1,000? Whoa. That's the whitest way you could have said that. You hear what he said? He said a rubber band minus the rubber. It's called a stack.
So what'd you rate these out of 10?
7.8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. What do you think of these?
I had a feeling it was these.
You heard me whisper?
Yeah. No, these are nice for bandless rubber. Well, I like the outsole.
I don't think it's worth that, but it's
Yeah, it's nice.
What would you pay for it?
retail all day.
Retail? That's it?
100 over retail at most.
Would you pay 100 over retail?
Yeah, but no more.
It's 135, so you pay
I'll pay
235.
up to 250.
Yeah.
That's it?
I go to 250.
What if they were selling for like? I think they're gonna sit around 4, is my guess.
For me.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Really?
can see people want it. I just...
They're cool, but I don't know if I really like them enough to buy them for 400.
You know what I like? I like when you get the two,
Are they different?
the FLs. Yeah, the FL on this side I like better. I like the red with the FL.
Oh, when did they come out?
Friday. Along with, actually, funny story. Funny you said that. They also drop with our flame socks. These drop on apothecary.com. May 10th. What would you give them out of 10?
Like an 8, 8.5.
Wow, because last time you guys were ranking really low, but this time...
I think this is really nice for the summer.
But now let's talk about sizing and fit. And one thing I will say about this shoe is that while the Nike SB Dunk Low is a shoe that you can wear true to size, in my personal opinion, I don't think it hurts to go up half a size. Compared to a standard pair of Nike Dunk Lows, there's a lot more padding in this shoe. You've got a really thick tongue, you've got a bit more padding around the heel area. The insole, which we'll talk about later on in the video, comes with an air unit in it, making it a bit thicker. So all those things together kind of make this shoe a little bit tighter on your foot than a standard pair of Nike Dunk Lows. So because of that, I tend to go up to a size 9.5 in some pairs of Nike SB Dunk Lows. It really depends on the material on the upper of the shoe. And in this case, it's canvas, which in theory should be more flexible than leather, but for some reason, I just found that compared to like my suede orange lobsters and my some other leather Nike SB Dunk Lows, like the purple and black leather Nike SB Dunk Lows, I just like the fit of the size 9.5 better in this particular colorway. But obviously everyone's feet are different. If you like Nike SB Dunk Lows, I would just say go with the standard size that you usually go with in Nike SB Dunk Lows. They can vary from colorway to colorway, but it's a minute variance. It's not something you're gonna notice that much. I mean, in the off chance that you can grab the shoe for retail, grab it in whatever size sort of fits you, whatever size you can. But for me personally, when it came to this colorway, I went with the size 9.5 because I just preferred the slightly wider fit. Just to clarify, I have regular width feet, not wide feet, and I still felt like the 9.5 was the way to go. So that's what I went with, but go with whatever size you think fits you best in Nike SB Dunk Lows. But now let's get into the materials and make up this shoe. And starting off around the toe of the sneaker, on the mud guard, you've got this printed canvas. Now, while you might not love canvas shoes, when it comes to a design like this, you kind of have to use a material like canvas or a textile material because that's the only material that you can really print on. You can't really print a design like this on leather. It probably wouldn't work for you. Definitely not suede. But a canvas type material like this makes a lot of sense because when you think about, painting a painting, you usually do it on a canvas. But when it comes to like a full color print, it makes sense to do it on canvas because think about it, you paint on canvas, you print photos on some canvases. The color is very vibrant on canvas and it allows you to get a lot of solid details. So it makes sense why they made this a canvas sneaker. The mud guards on both sides of the pair are different. On the right shoe, you've got sort of a blue toe area and then an orange hit and then a blue hit. And then as you move towards the medial side of the shoe, you've got some pinks, and then we'll get to this sort of stitching detail a little bit later, but it's a nice sort of bluish orangey hue on the right shoe. And on the left shoe, you do have some blues, but there's more greens and purples and black and white and some orange. What's interesting though is that even though it looks like a random pattern, and even though either side of the pair is different, when it comes to the differences between different pairs, they're actually exactly the same. And the reason for that is because you're printing on canvas. So they printed on one big canvas, cut it up to make the different parts of the shoe, and it seems like all these patterns sort of fall in the same place on the shoe on each pair, if that makes sense. I realize as I'm saying it, it's getting very complicated, but from what I can tell, each pair is the same, but each side of the pair is different, if that makes more sense. At least from the two pairs that I've had in hand. As you move up in the shoe, you get to this white material, which I think is some sort of nylon and not really a canvas. It kind of looks like canvas, but it's glossy and it's a bit stiffer, so I'm guessing it's a nylon material. And that material actually carries all the way up the top of the tongue. Like the mud guard of the shoe, the eye stays of the sneaker also come in that same sort of printed canvas material. And weaving through the eye stays, you've got this lace, which is actually sort of an oval lace that comes in two different colors, at least the one that's pre-started in the shoe. On the bottom half of the shoe, it comes in a green blue or a green lace with a blue outline, and then on the top half of the shoe it comes in just an all blue. It reminds me of the Union LA Air Jordan 1s that switched from like a cream lace to a black lace as you moved up on the shoe. It switches in about the same part, and the transition is just a line right down the middle. It's not like a fade, it's just one color and then a different color. Of course, you can switch these laces out for the purple laces or pinkish laces if you want. I'm fine with these laces personally. I'm gonna leave them in. I have no problems with them. And then underneath the laces, like I mentioned before, you've got that same white nylon material at the top of the tongue. Of course, the top of the tongue is very well padded and very pillow-like because this is a Nike SB Dunk Low or a Nike skateboarding Dunk Low. Some people say that SB stands for Sandy Bodecker, which would also make sense. I think it was a happy coincidence. I do think it stands for skateboarding, but it also is nice that it ties in with Sandy Bodecker, one of the most influential people in Nike SB. But speaking of Nike SB, at the top of the tongue, you've got this teal colored tag that has a Nike logo in the center, Nike SB written underneath it, and then above that you've got Futura's signature, and actually the Nike SB is written in that same sort of Futura signature font, which I think is pretty cool. Like I mentioned earlier, Futura is actually an artist and Futura Labs is his brand, so he does have his own signature in addition to the brand logo, which we'll talk about later. And speaking of Futura, Futura's primary art style is graffiti, so it makes sense why the pattern on the upper of the shoe seems very graffiti-like, because it probably is. Running around the top of the tongue, you've got this pink piping, and moving inside the sneaker, you've actually got this light blue mesh sock liner. Rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got this light blue insole with Futura signature repeated in different colors. You've got the Nike SB logo as well as the Futura Laboratories logo printed on the heel. As I mentioned before, this insole actually comes with the air unit in it. The air unit is not in the midsole itself, which is pretty cool and unique to Nike SB. And then continuing back on the lateral or outside of the shoe, you've got more of this white nylon material in the midfoot, and then on top of that, you've got this sort of dark teal or dark greenish blue colored suede Nike swoosh. Another cool detail that you can only find on the lateral side of the shoe and not in the medial side of the shoe is this red metal eyelet, which is only in one of the lace holes. It's not anywhere else on the shoe. It's just a cool touch. I don't know why it's there, but it's on both shoes, and it's cool. It kind of adds, I hate to call it a subtle pop of color because, I mean, it's still a red eyelet, a subtle pop of color, especially compared to the rest of the upper of the shoe. Moving back towards the heel, on just the lateral side of the shoe, you've got this sort of, I guess, embossed or almost puff printed Futura signature logo in white. And then if you move around to the medial side of the shoe, you've got the Futura Laboratories logo also embossed or I guess puff printed on the heel. I really love this printed pattern on the shoe. I think it's amazing. It looks cool and random. I really like it even though I don't think it is random. I dig the colors that are used. It's just such a unique sneaker, and I think it's going to be one of those Nike Dunk Lows or Nike SB Dunk Lows that go down in history as one of the most unique and interesting collaborations of the 2020s. Then on the actual heel of the shoe, towards the top of the ankle, you've got this reflective tag with the Nike logo embossed into it in white. Before we move down to the bottom of the sneaker, I do want to talk about the medial sides of these shoes because they are different, not only from each other, but also from the lateral side. On the inside of the left shoe, you've got more of that printed graffiti pattern, but on the inside of the right shoe, not only do you have more of that printed pattern, but you also have this yellow stitching detail. I'm not sure why this is unique to just the right shoe. I don't know the story behind it or the meaning behind it, if there is any, but I do like it. It makes the shoe seem more random than I think it actually is, and it's a very cool look. I kind of wish it was on the outside of the shoe. In fact, on both of these shoes, I think I like the medial sides, or the colors on the medial sides, better than the colors on the lateral side. But hey, that's just personal preference. I also like the Futura Labs logo on the heel better than I like Futura's actual signature. Nothing against Futura, I just like the bold look of the font, the FL font, on the inside of the shoe. So for me, I like the inside of the shoe better than the outside, but hey, you can't wear your shoes backwards. It would look worse. So unfortunately, you just have to show off this side either on camera or maybe stand like this whenever you're standing still. I don't know. I just like the inside of the shoes better. All that said though, the entire shoe, no matter which side of the shoe you're looking at, is beautiful. I'm not mad at any of it, but let's continue down on the shoe. So moving down on the sneaker, you get to this white midsole with sort of a dark teal colored accent stitch, and then finally moving to the bottom of the shoe, you get to this sort of teal colored icy outsole with Futura signature printed underneath the outsole. I said it at the beginning of the video, and I'll say it again, this is my favorite sneaker release of 2024, and I do think this has the potential to be sneaker of the year, at least on my list. I don't know what any other sneaker YouTuber is thinking about that, but I genuinely love this sneaker a lot. Now, I will put a little asterisk, I don't know what I was doing, asterisk, after that statement saying, as of right now, this is that shoe, and there may be a random sneaker that we don't know about yet that could surpass this for me, but out of all the sneaker releases that I know about in 2024, this is the one I'm going with for sneaker of the year. Not to ruin it for you guys, but this is it. Then again, we are getting the Black Cement 3s, but we've gotten those before. They're fire, but we've gotten them before. This is unique, this is different. I'm into it. But hey, at this point, let me know your thoughts on the Futura Nike SB Dunk Lows and whether you're grabbing a pair of these when they officially release or probably release on May 18th for $135. Also, don't forget to check out the upcoming Apothecary Fire collection dropping this Friday, May 10th. Links in the top of the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more early reviews just like this, and I will see you all in the next one.